Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. It's lovely to have you here. My name is Nikki and I have been a Slimming World member for about 20 years now. I lost 3 stone 3 months a long time ago and then kept it off for nearly 20 years. Have put a little bit back on recently, hence why I'm back doing Slimming World myself and doing videos for you guys. And I just want to share different knowledge and experiences that I've gained over those 20 years. So I worked for Slimming World for over 14 years. So yeah, hopefully I know quite a bit about this subject because it's food and I love food. So lunches, I get my inspiration from all different places. Obviously I like what I like and I've eaten a lot of lunches in my time, but I also go to Instagram, I go on blogs and I get inspiration from magazines and the Pack and so on. So for example, this magazine here, which was the January-February 2021, they have a whole 7-day menu planner on page 17. So they give you like breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's a really good place to get inspiration if you are struggling for ideas. Equally, if you go onto the Slimming World website, there's a section called Special Features. If you type in lunches, you'll get absolutely loads and loads of different lunch ideas. So if you don't really utilise the website, make sure you go and check it out. The app is quite good, but the website's way better. So go and have a look. Then, if you go into your pack that you get when you join Slimming World, I've just dropped my card. There's a book in there. This one is the Be Delighted with Your First 6 Weeks. And there's a whole section in here on page 14 and 15 that says, Let's Do Lunch. So I'll come a little bit closer for you. So this section here, hopefully you can see that is going to be very bright. This is called Let's Do Lunch, and there's a whole section on different lunch inspiration. So for example, it talks about swapping your shop bought sandwiches, which could cost you easily 45 cents, and making your own. Then it talks about burgers and then making your own burgers and so on. So there's some really good hints and tips in that book as well. Also, you have got this new book, which is the 2020 Success Starts Here book. And if you go into this book, there's so many different ideas that you could easily have for lunch. So Luscious Lunches is in here. 7 ways with omelettes, 7 ways with sandwiches, all different jacket potatoes. So make sure you go and check that book out as well. Right, what I'm going to do, and I do apologise, obviously this has been filmed in my kitchen and occasionally I get the odd comment that it's a little bit echoey. There's not a lot I can do about that because it is my kitchen, so obviously the ceilings are higher and it's quite a big space. So I'm really sorry if the sound quality isn't a really high standard, but hopefully you'll still get something out of this video. So what I'm going to do is list all the different lunches that I tend to go for, and then I'll pop up pictures of different bits and bobs that I have, and then what I'll also do is put little video clips in. So some of the things I'll film actually like making it and possibly eating it, but mainly just so I can get this video out as quickly as possible to you, I'll go back through all my pictures of my food and I'll pop them in here so you can see what these things look like too. So, first of all then, I like to utilise a lot of my healthy extras. So in your main book, using your food optimising book, what you'll do, if you go to your B choices, so let's just find what page it's on, here we go. So page 38 and 39, it'll start off listing all your breads, and it'll start off listing your cereals and crisp breads and your cereal bars. So you've also got nuts and seeds and things like that in there as well. But if you look down your list of B choices, there's things like wholemeal bread. You can also have the no crust Kingsmill wholemeal bread, and you get 3 slices of that. There's also things in there like a Warburton's gluten-free multi-seed sandwich thin. You've also got things like pita breads. So the pita bread is the first one that I'm going to mention, and that's a pita pizza. So you can use a wrap, you can use bread, you can use chicken if you like, you can use an omelette, or you can use a pita bread. And it's really easy. It's just where you get your pita bread or your wrap and you top it with tomato puree, put whatever topping you want, so ham, jalapenos, I love jalapenos, mushrooms, onion and so on. Bit of cheese from your healthy extra A, and then top it with Italian herbs and pop it under the grill. That is so nice. That is something, to be honest, you could have for breakfast as well if you wanted to. Doing it with an omelette is really cool because then that saves your B choice. So yeah, try out pita pizzas or wrap pizzas or anything like that. Obviously, a lot of you guys are not going to be eating your lunch at home like me most of the time. You might have to take your lunch to work. So you've got to think about, what have I got at work? What appliances can I use? Normally, you'll have a kettle, so you can use couscous and things like that if you don't want to make it before you go to work. Mug shots, all those sort of things. I don't tend to eat a lot of stuff like that, but you know, needs must. If you get stuck and you want to use stuff like that, then great. Some of the pot noodly things that you can buy, they're actually quite good. So yeah, or you normally have a microwave at work, and there's actually so much you can do in a microwave, and I'll come on to other things later. What else? What else? Well, I tell you what's really good, if you're taking your lunches to work, there's these lunch boxes called Aladdin's Cave lunch boxes. Have you ever heard of them? It's where there's like 2 compartments and it will keep your food either hot or cold. So for example, in the bottom part of the flask, you can fill it with like sin-free chili or whatever, and in the top you could put a cooked jacket potato and it will keep all of it warm. I'll see if I can find a link, and if I can, I'll pop it down below for you. But pasta, when I used to work in an office, I used to take a lot of pasta salads. So I cook up a load of wholemeal pasta, and then I would normally have tuna in it. Sometimes if I had leftover chicken breast, I'll put that in it, or I'd buy a cooked chicken breast. You can use vinaigrette if you don't want to use any sins, or I tell you what's really good with tuna, Marmite. So actually putting melted Marmite through your pasta. Honestly, if you've never tried it and you like Marmite, then give it a go. Or you can use your sins on low-calorie salad cream, low-calorie mayonnaise, or you could just use something like quark or fat-free fromage frais or natural yogurt. But pasta salads are great because no one wants to be hungry at work, because then you're going to get hungry and then no one's going to want to work with you because you're moody. So I always used to try and have like a really filling lunch. So pasta salads are a winner. Then salads in general, I'm a massive fan of, and not everybody likes them. Some people can think they're boring. A salad doesn't have to be boring. There's so many things you can add to it. So for example, I've just written one here, and this is a chicken salad, but actually adding things like grapes, celery, apple, fat-free fromage frais, and then things like boiled eggs. So that's just bulking it out and adding a bit more protein and just making it a bit more exciting. So another fab one is Scotch egg. So you can either make a naked one or you can cover them in breadcrumbs. So just boil an egg, hard-boiled egg, flatten some sin-free sausages down from Iceland, wrap them around the egg and then bake them in the oven, or you can coat them in breadcrumbs and use your healthy extra. It's up to you. But they're really nice. Then jacket potatoes, I absolutely love jacket potatoes. I eat them all the time. My favourite way to do it is just to prick them, put them in the microwave, preheat the grill. When they're cooked, take them out and crisp up the skin in the grill. I cannot be doing my waiting like 40 minutes for jacket potatoes to bake in the oven. So you can, believe it or not, do them in slow cookers. But yeah, I just prefer to use the microwave and then grill them. Beans and cheese is one of my favourite toppings. I just absolutely love it with some salad. Or I really like just tuna, balsamic vinegar, sweet corn, and then a little bit of low-calorie salad cream. I think that is so nice. And to be honest, they're the 2 toppings that I tend to have because they're just quick and easy now with the boys. Obviously sandwiches are great. If you want to save your B choice for lunchtime and have a sandwich, you can do open top sandwich, so just put your 2 slices of bread and top them and eat them that way. You could do toasted sandwiches. There's loads of things you could do with sandwiches. There's so many different fillings, isn't there? Ham, tuna, chicken, you know, whatever shop bought sandwich you see, you think, oh, I really fancy that. Normally you can make it sin-free or a low sin version. Quinoa is one of my favourite grains. I eat a lot of quinoa. If you watch my videos, you'll notice that. The reason I love it, it's got a bit more protein in. It's great, you know, in terms of a source of fibre. It's low calorie, it's low carb. So though it is a carb, although it's like classed as a grain, it's just better for you than eating pasta every day. So if you haven't cooked a quinoa, then give it a go. In the same kind of like family, obviously you've got couscous and you've also got bulgur wheat. I absolutely love bulgur wheat as well. So they're just grains that you boil, then simmer, and always do it in stock, otherwise it'll just taste really bland. And then you can just mix in whatever you fancy, tuna, chicken, again, ham, corn if you're a vegetarian. There's all different things you can mix through it, and it's just really, really nice. Salmon is lovely with it as well. So if you haven't tried that yet, give it a go. Toasted sandwiches, I've already mentioned sandwiches, but toasted sandwiches, I think we talked about earlier, didn't we? A wrap. So we talked about using a wrap for pizza, but actually using a wrap just instead of a sandwich. So ham, salad, whack a load of onion in there, wrap it up, and then you can eat it that way. I really, really like wraps because, again, they're quick and easy. I'm a massive omelette fan. I eat omelettes nearly every single day. I just love them. I love omelettes with tuna. Some people think that's weird, but I really like them with tuna. And then just like ham, cheese, that type of thing. But I always top mine with Italian herbs. It just elevates it and makes it nicer. Pan fry the bottom and grill the top, and that way you'll have a perfect omelette. Sin-free quiches are fantastic. So, you know, when you get your cottage cheese and your eggs and you whisk it up and then you bake it in the oven with whatever fillings you want. Salmon, tinned salmon with no bones in, and broccoli is amazing. Or you could do a breakfast quiche and put sausage and bacon and mushroom and onion in it. Or you could do the ham ones, where you line a muffin tray with ham and put the mixture in and bake it that way. But they're nice hot or cold. Another great thing to have for your lunch is just leftovers from the night before. So literally, whatever you've made, if you possibly can, I'm not great at this, is then don't eat what's left, put it in the fridge and just take it to work the next day. So today I did have leftover risotto for my lunch and it was perfect. It's just ready, which is amazing when you're hungry. A cooked breakfast. So I used to eat like a grill up for my lunch. So I couldn't always face it in the morning, or I just couldn't be bothered, or I don't have the time. So sometimes I have like sin-free sausages, bacon, poached eggs, beans, mushrooms and tinned tomatoes, and then have that for my lunch. You could make a sin-free hummus and then have your bread as a healthy extra, or your pita, and you could have that for a lunch. Soups are great. So soup on its own doesn't actually fill me up. I have to have something with it, but soups are fantastic. You can make so many different sin-free soups. There's one called speed soup, where you just whack in loads and loads of different veg, baked beans, the lot, and blend it up. Or, I don't know if you're aware of this, but not long ago the sin values of soups changed. So what I'll do, I'll go onto the app now actually, and I'll give you some examples. So we'll just use Heinz, just because Heinz is quite an easy generic one, isn't it, that a lot of people can relate to. So a can of 400 grams of tomato soup is 4 sins. The vegetable one is only 2. The minestrone one is only 1. So that's really good, that's really low. So if you look through your sin values of your soups, then you might spot some that are worth having. Weight Watchers do a Heinz carrot and lentil one for 1 sin. Heinz classic chicken noodle soup is only 1.5 sins. So that's really good, isn't it? And then they do no added sugar ones as well. And then, let me just find you Glorious soup. So I don't know if you've seen Glorious soup, but I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but they do soups in like a pot and you just microwave them. So let me find one of the lower ones. So the Thai one, the Skinnylicious Thai one is 3 sins. The Skinnylicious butternut squash one is 2.5. So then you're just stuck and you haven't got time to actually make your own soup. That is an option as well, and it's not going to cost you too many sins. So let me go back to my list. Coronation chicken. So Coronation chicken is great because you can have it in a salad, on a jacket potato, you can put it through your quinoa, you can do what you like with it. In fact, it'd be amazing with cooked pasta. And that's just where you get cooked chicken breast, if you do it yourself or you buy it, and you get a fat-free, fruit-flavoured yogurt. So it would need to be like peach, mango, something like that. In the yogurt, they're normally like 1/2 sin now. You put some curry powder through it, chop up some mango, grapes, and then just mix it all in with your chicken, and it makes the most amazing Coronation chicken for like 1/2 sin. It will blow your mind. So you've also now got your packet stuff. So if you're looking for quick and easy and you're struggling for time, you just want to take stuff to work, you can either cook pasta and sauces before you go, or you could actually make them at work. So again, let's get the current sin values, because these type of things, they do change. So I know the pasta and sauces went up a little bit from back in the day, way back to when I used to do it. So they do a Mediterranean one, which is 1/2 sin. Cheese and broccoli is heaven with tuna in it. That's 2.5 sins. What else have we got? What are the flavours? So the chicken and mushroom one for a 99 gram is half a sin, or there's a 65 gram pot, which is 1 sin. The spicy arrabbiata is only half a sin. So some of them are really low, but don't get caught out because some of them are a lot higher. So for example, the prosecco and mushroom one is 5 sins. So they're just like a really handy option. Or bachelors also do super noodles. So let's just check the sin value of those now as well. So they do super noodles and they do like rices. So super noodles, and the rices are really, really nice. So if you go for the lower fat super noodles, because again, you can get caught out because some of these are a lot higher sins than what you think. So the super low fat chili chicken are 2 sins, and the super low fat chicken and herb are 2 sins, and then the sweet Thai chili are 1.5. And then if you go for their rice, let's see if I always get the spelling of bachelors wrong because it's not spelled how you think it would be spelled for their brand. So bachelors super rice is for the chicken and mushroom 1 sin. For the super rice and sauce, sweet and sour 60 gram pot, it's only 1 sin. The super rice curry flavour is only 1 sin. So I know some people put them with like chickpea dal and rice and eggs, and then they make like a curry loaf, but I'd eat the whole thing, and if you dissect that, that is a hell of a lot of calories. So I know we don't calorie count in Slimming World, but come on, like you still got to think about calories. If you don't create a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. And if you're a foodie like me, and you see this like big loaf, and you think, oh wow, that whole thing's only 1 sin, you'd eat a lot. Am I on my own? Please tell me below if I'm on my own. So just be careful with that sort of thing. But Jamie Oliver also do a smoky veggie chili, like in a packet. That's only 1.5 sins. And then stag veg chili, I will just check because I used to be sin free, but I don't want to tell you something that's incorrect. So let me just double check. So the stag veggie chili, let's see if I can find it. So chili, veggie chili. Sometimes don't you think that the Slimming World app is actually not that great? You can't always find what you want to find really quickly. So it's not coming up, but I'm pretty sure, let's try vegetable. I'm pretty sure that it's sin free. So stag vegetable chili. Let's see if it, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so 400 can is sin free. Yeah, so the vegetable chili from Asda is 2 sins. Sainsbury's is 1.5. So if you want one that's sin free, make sure you go for the stag one. And then you've got English muffins. So beef free do gluten-free English muffins. So you can make things like poached egg and smoked salmon and have it on top of a muffin, which would be lovely. They're one of my faves, and if you watch my video, you'll know that I love this, is a salmon stir fry. So I just pan fry garlic, ginger and chili. I always use that. Salmon. Load of stir fry vegetables from a pre-packed stir fry thingy, and then I put passata in it and loads of soy sauce, and it's so nice, and that's completely sin free. Subway is obviously amazing, so I always have a Subway salad if I'm out and about. If you go for like the turkey, the ham, even some of the chickens are actually sin free as well, and then I don't have any dressing on it, I just have salt and pepper. Or a great lunch option is sushi. So you can get like packs of sushi for like 1.5 sins, but always make sure that you do check your sins. You've got things, just easy, simple things. Sometimes you just want to go for quick and easy, like beans on toast, spaghetti hoops on toast, cheese on toast with Worcestershire sauce. Like, you know, I just said that completely wrong. Worcestershire sauce. Then, you know, just quick and easy lunches like that I always think are a winner as well. So the other option is corn. None of this is sponsored, by the way. Like, I'm just talking about these products because from personal experience I find that these are brilliant. Corn, a lot of it's free or low sin. So for example, their fillets, their mince or their pieces is all completely free. So I find that really handy. The corn sausages are 1 sin each. And then one of the things I really like, and I've just checked to see if it's still free, and it is the corn peppered steaks. So things like that with like loads of roast veg, I'd eat that hot or cold, it wouldn't bother me. I eat a lot of stuff cold. Their nuggets are only 1 cent each, so that's quite handy as well. And I'm just trying to see if anything else is quite low. So they do some ready like made meals, and their Moroccan tagine is only 3 cents. Their corn chili bean bowl is only 2.5 cents. So that's pretty good, isn't it? The sliced fillets, that I have them a lot, they're completely free. Their ham slices are free, their chicken slices are free, and then they do a lasagna. The 300-gram lasagna is 4.5 cents. So I just think it's a really good option. I personally would go more for the free food stuff, but it is a good option to use for your lunches. And then what else? Stuffed mushrooms. So this reminds me of one of my previous members, Christy, if you're watching, this is you. So like getting large mushrooms and stuffing them with things like cheese or garlic or bacon. She used to have like quite this like cabbage and bacon dish as well, which I really like. So yeah, stuffed mushrooms is another really good one. Or you can stuff peppers. So you can stuff peppers with rice, bolognese, chili, whatever you like, roast it, and that's actually really nice, hot or cold as well. Oh, don't forget about the Iceland meals. So Slim and Well do the soups and all of that from Iceland, and the meals. So you could, if you've got the option to at work, take something like that, cook it before you go and then just reheat it. Or Marks and Spencer's, I don't know if you know this, I wonder if I can find them on the app actually, I'm not sure what they're all called. But Marks and Spencer's do really low calorie meals. So I'll just find the sins of a couple of them now. They do one, when I did fast forward ages and ages ago, this is when I discovered these. So they do like a chicken courgette one, and they do like a Scottish salmon one with potato. That one's 2 sins, and the other one I think was, let me just find it, 2 sins as well. Just double check that, but they're really handy because they're chilled, they're not frozen, so you can take them to work. They're portion controlled, they're low sin, and they're actually really tasty. The only downside is I do find that they're quite expensive, but you know, it's an option for you. So I think that's my whole list. So I hope that's helped you. I'd love to know if it has helped you. I'd love to know if it's given you some ideas. I'd love to know what your favourite lunches are, if I've missed anything off, and it'd be amazing if you can share this. So if you've got any fellow members or anybody you know that's struggling for lunch ideas, then please feel free to share the link wherever you like.